crosses the 5, and he is in for a Mountie touchdown. Aaron Vaughns of that handoff from Justin Allo provides the second rushing touchdown of the game for your Mount San Antonio College Mounties. And the Mounties establishing their run game here early on against Grossmont. That was about a 32-yard run for Aaron Vaughns. We await the extra point here. Attempt by Villarreal. It is up, and it is officially good from Villarreal's booming left foot. So 14-0, Mount San Antonio over Grossmont. 9:33 left to go in the first quarter. Mount Sac using this game as somewhat of a bounce-back game for their season as they look to continue playing hard and playing strong throughout the Central League. Grossmont, part of the National Southern League, as Mount Sac now with 2 rushing touchdowns in the game, courtesy of Omaris Tolbert and Aaron Vaughns. Tolbert so far in the season before this game started, 344 yards, and make that 6 touchdowns now. Vaughns, that was his second touchdown, rushing touchdown of the season. Villarreal now on the kick. It's an end-over-end kick, and they receive it at the 10-yard line, and he finds a seam on the right side, far side of the field for the return. That was Kevin Moore. So he also plays wideout for the Grossmont Griffins, and Carrillo. They're going to try and get the Griffins on the board here as they do not want to fall too far behind against this potent Mount Sac defense, led by C.D. Tama. This season, but C.D. along with Tuisomo Magalay is their leading tacklers. So Mount Sac now and a 4-down lineman and trying to get to their running back here. They push him through and back towards the line of scrimmage. He will not get a gain, maybe a yard, if any, on that carry. That was McDonald again, their leading rusher for Grossmont on that carry. As it'll be 2nd down now for Grossmont at their own 37-yard line. 14-0 your score so far. First quarter underway here at Hilmer Lodge Stadium. Thank you for joining me on Spreaker.com's National Sports Radio. This is the Mounties Football Radio Network. Empty backfield now for Carrillo, and he does have 5 wide. A man in motion is Thomas McDonald. Also has some nice receiving stats as well, and there's going to be a whistle on the play before it even happens. I was mentioning Thomas McDonald, leading rusher, and he's also very active in receiving as well. So not a good sign for Grossmont as they get a penalty here, and the ball is now backed up to the 32-yard line, 2nd and 15, and they will still have an empty backfield. So Carrillo now decides to keep it, and that was design quarterback keep, and he crosses the 40-yard line and brought down right at the 44. I was mentioning Thomas McDonald, leading rusher. Thomas McDonald, 2nd in receptions with 11 so far in the year, 201 yards along with a touchdown, right behind Christian Brooks. We have yet to call his name so far tonight. That is the leading receiver for Grossmont with 18 receptions, 239 yards. 3rd and 3 for the Griffins. Ball on the 44-yard line. They take the snap. They hand it off, and he is met by a wall of Mounties there, led by the charge of C.D. Tamavena and Michael Gallo. as that'll force another 3 and out. So the Griffins, 2 offensive possessions, 2 punting situations as well. The Mount San Antonio defense holding up as they have been all year. It's Christopher Solomon back on the return for your Mounties. Fair catch signal and caught right at the 20-yard line. As the Mounties are up 14-0, courtesy of Omaris Tolbert and Aaron Bonds, 2 rushing touchdowns for the Mount San Antonio College Mounties. As there's a flag on the play, and I'm going to introduce someone very familiar to the Mounties football. Because of what happened now?
Oregon took it to UCLA today.
Yeah, they did, but what happened? You got stuck in some traffic here?
It's the beauty of living in Southern California, Brian. 14-0 our score here.
As Chris Sylvester is the man who will be taking over play-by-play.
Am I taking over play-by-play?
That'll be your color man.
Welcome to the Mounties Football Radio Network here on Spreaker.com's own national sports. Chris Sylvester alongside Brian Tabajay. 7:23 left to go here in the opening quarter. It's the Mounties on top of Grossmont College, 14-0. The Mounties 2 rushing touchdowns courtesy of Omaris Tolbert and Aaron Vaughns to start it off. And from the looks of it to start this game, Brian, obviously Mount SAC the better team, but it looks like they're using a lot of players that don't usually get in.
Yeah, I called
opening handoff here on the Mounties' 3rd drive of the night. It's Omaris Tolbert across the 15 to the 16 for a pickup of 6.
Darrow Morris was one of the guys I called earlier in about a 20-yard reception. It was unfamiliar to see his number 10 out there. So, yeah, a lot of guys they haven't used so far.
On the 2nd and 4. Back here at Hilmer Lodge Stadium, 14-0. The Mounties lead the Griffins of Grossmont College. Brian Tabajay alongside Chris Sylvester. 5:50 left to go in the opening quarter. The Mounties have themselves a 4th and 1 at their own 19-yard line. And for the first time tonight, we're going to see Christian Paul Gooden, the freshman wideout out of Elk Grove, California, was able to pull it in. And Grossmont, they'll have some pretty good field position here with 5:31 left to go in the opening quarter, trailing by 14. This is a Grossmont team, sure, 2-3. their defense for Grossmont, a defense that forced 8 turnovers in that game against Riverside, a 38-28 victory for the Griffins in that one. 1st and 10 for Grossmont. They'll start this drive at their own 44 under center. Back to pass, and the pass is complete over the middle for a solid pickup of 10. That'll be a first down. Michael Carrillo, the quarterback, completing it that time out to Liddell Pataskill, and that'll move the chain to 45 in Mountie territory. First time tonight, Grossmont's been in Mountie territory.
Yeah, it is the first time that I've been.
Carrillo this time, he'll pass to the far side of the field and hauling it in for the Griffins. That's Paris Miller, the freshman running back. Taking a look at the roster for Grossmont, Brian, it seems like you got a lot of true freshmen on the team, perhaps a team in Grossmont who won the 2005 National Championship, a team that can get back to that type of level next season once their guys have gone through one at the JC level.
Yeah, I was looking over that roster. A lot of their key components on the offensive side are first-year players, and also defensively, as their leading tackler is also a freshman for Grossmont.
On the 2nd and 7 for the Griffins at the Mountie 42, flags fly in before the play, and I believe a Griffin jumped.
Somebody had said the feed is cutting out. It's coming in and coming out.
We're trying to fix
I
it.
figure you guys know what's going on.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Unable to come up with it, it was Demetrius Counts, the DB for Mount SAC, and it'll bring up 2nd and 12.
The Mounties showing how active their defensive hands are, almost with a pick there.
Io that time, and the pass will go out of bounds as an incompletion, and for the 3rd time tonight, it looks like Grossmont going to have to send on that punting unit.
You know, last week they were tested pretty heavily in Long Beach, in that big battle out there at their defense just as good as their offense.
The punt is a good one, but unfortunately for Gross, hops into the end zone for a touchback. So with 4:16 left to go in the opening quarter, 14-0, the Mounties lead over the Grossmont Griffins. Brian Tabajay, Chris Sylvester here with you on the Mounties Football Radio Network, a Spreaker.com affiliate.